Hi guys, so today we're having a look at the Pax Dei Alpha. This is going to be showing you solo play. A lot of people were concerned that solo play wouldn't be viable. I'll let you know now that it is. Um, I'm playing on a mid-range laptop just to show people what it's like with mid-range hardware. This is a 3060 i7 with 16 gigs of RAM. Um, at the moment, there's not too much combat in the game. There is combat, there is dungeons with loot at the end, but it's more, this alpha is focused on the crafting, gathering, building side of things. I think I'm going to be doing a video after this one where I'm just going to get some better gear because at the moment I've got very crappy gear on, not much at all. I'm going to get some armor and go and head to a dungeon. So if you want to see that, subscribe, and it does help me out a lot. I really do appreciate all the subscriptions. So, in terms of the graphics and stuff, we have got there's not much at the moment. Later down the line, I'd like to see, and I'm sure they will be doing, adding things like foliage, textures, shadows, god rays, blooms, and stuff like that, so you can tweak depending on your hardware and stuff. At the moment, I'm running on medium. I've got DLSS on as well. That seems to be the more fluid way of doing it at the moment. The volume I've got turned down because I've tested out a few recordings with this, and the sound effects are so loud they were just really annoying in the background, basically. So at the moment, very minimal graphic settings, but that's fine. It will improve. It is an alpha. So coming out of this, we are just going to go into gathering. Gathering is very similar to other sort of survival games. If you haven't played them before, initially you have to craft a basic crappy sort of hand axe, which is done by gathering rocks off the floor and by gathering branches and stuff, and then you'll make a crappy little axe. At the moment, I've got an iron axe, I think this is, which I've crafted on the workbenches, which we'll look at later. But you just hit your trees, and the lower level axes will be able to do smaller trees. But if you want to hit bigger trees, that's why you require the iron and steel and stuff like that, the better tools kind of thing. So you'll get more resources. As you're doing this, you'll also level up your skills and stuff, which improve the rate at which you gather things. To actually fully gather this, you don't get it per swing. You have to actually cut down the entire thing. Same with rocks and stuff, and you'll gather different materials like things like gems and stuff for jewel crafting later on, and things like that. Different rare materials and stuff. You do have stamina, as you can see, it's going down. You can increase your stamina with food buffs and stuff, same as if you played Valheim. So I've got a couple of items there in my menu, and you can just eat them quickly. And now you can see my stamina and stuff's regenerating, and you can obviously get things for health and stuff like that when it's meat and stuff. But for gathering, you just need your berries and whatnot, and you get stuff there. Now, you can, yeah. So you got your food buffs in that. Then once you've gathered up your items, you'll want to start crafting certain things, obviously. So initially, I'll go through the crafting system. This applies for sort of stone as well and things like that, but we're just looking at wood at the moment. They come in various different tiers. These blue ones are the lower level ones. You can see here, this is my level at the moment. You start at level 1. To craft these is level 2. You don't have to be that. You can attempt crafting it, and I'll show you what that does how that whole mechanic works in a minute. And then as you progress, you'll go on to, I believe it's these ones here. Yeah, level 5, and then I think it's the red, level 8, and then it's these ones here, level 14, which actually require these hard heartwood, which I think I do actually have some in one of my boxes over here. I'll quickly go and have a look. The graphics can be a bit jittery at the moment, but that's fine. It is alpha, especially with jumping and stuff. It sort of glitches out a bit. I'll just show you the process of doing this. So if we craft one of these here, you'll see in the middle here you have an arrow, and these two are fighting against each other. If this one gets across here, it fails. If this one gets at least to there, it will succeed. It looks like it might be a fail. Ooh, very close. Very, very close. We failed that one. I'll craft a lower level one just to show you what it does. And even on this one, I seem to be failing a bit there. But you succeed and you get XP. And obviously, when you get XP, you level up your skills. There are a lot of skills in here. Combat also as well. As you can see, I've been leveling up these. I have been doing a bit of combat and stuff, but these don't seem to be... Oh, sprint is working now. The bars don't seem to be showing anything, but sprint does. Maybe this did a reset when they did the server reset the other day, the maintenance. But you can see here, yeah, you level up all of your sort of abilities, and the higher the ability, the higher success rate of you crafting the thing. You can attempt it at level 1. You may have the RNG gods on your side, and you may succeed. Yeah, but generally, just try and get as close to the level required, and you should be good to go. In terms of like unlocking recipes, so what we have, there are tons. Let me just show you at the moment what there is. If I just get out my hammer, which is how you build thing, you right click. We've got plots to actually build on areas. You have to claim a plot. That simple. You have one plot. I don't know if you're allowed to unlock more. Maybe you will do later on as the game progresses. And it unlocks a substantial enough area for you to build stuff. For example, if I just come back quickly and look over here, that's a guy with one plot just there. And that's big enough for anyone, for a solo player anyway. So back to the crafting anyway. So here are all of your components for building and stuff. And in crafting, you have your initial basic stuff, basic workbenches and stuff. So, for example, here you have basic armor, and then you have an armor one for the more higher level recipes. So there are tons to build. I've built all most of the lower level things here, but to actually unlock recipes themselves, what you need to do, the way it works, is you will get your materials and stuff, and then once they've processed, for example, like in here, once you claim the materials, it will usually unlock something to craft. Like I've got these before already. It'll unlock a new recipe kind of thing. Once you get that actual initial material in your inventory, it'll unlock more recipes. So what you initially see on these crafting tables, you will unlock more the more materials that you craft. So it's not just what you see, that's it. There are more to unlock. In terms of the refining the materials, some of them can be very quick, like the things with the wood and stuff, but using the furnaces and that, it does take quite a while to do some of these things. I'll just start crafting one of these, and that bar, see that little white bit at the top, that's got to go all the way around for it to craft, and it will craft 5 of these. The iron takes a bit longer from what I remember. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, then you get 20 of them. So what you could do, and what I am going to do after this video, I'm going to make multiple furnaces so I can have a load going at a time. You don't have to worry about people running along unless you have this unlocked. These items down here, people won't be able to nick them from you, similar to your chests and that. That's why I don't have any doors on. People can't steal stuff because they're private at the moment. You can set them to being clan and stuff like that up here, clan, public, etc. So that's how that works. Now, so we've gone through the tables and stuff, the furnitures. So in terms of the building and stuff, like to make a little house like this, I went straight for one of the, I'll just get up my building menu. The keys are bound very oddly in this game a bit. So I went for these ones, but if you just wanted to build a wooden one, creating this and building a little shack like this probably will take you maximum 15 minutes if you were just building a wooden one. If you wanted a stone one, because you have to get clay, I believe it was, and do some processing with that to build these high level walls, it'll probably take about maybe half an hour maximum. and to get up all your workbenches and stuff. The basic ones don't require much materials at all. They're just really simple bits of wood and stuff. So there was sorry, I'm just reading off my notes. I put bullet points down to remind me what I'm saying, because I just spitball these recordings. I don't actually plan out what I'm saying. I just and I don't cut or edit them. So I wanted to show here's the map that I am on, and there are, I believe there's 4 maps at the moment, different ones. Each one has different layers. Also, if you didn't know what layers are, if there's too many people on a specific map, it will split it into parallel dimensions, basically. So it has the ability to house more people. If you wanted to switch to a different map, you have to run up to a portal up here, which takes a while. The map itself, I mean, we're just down here. It can take, if you're getting hit by mobs and stuff, probably from one diagonal to another. I'd say if you're getting into fights a lot, it'll take about 2 hours to get from one side to another. So they are really vast, and you can climb up big mountains, things like that. You can get all the way to the top. You can build where you want. You can build on the side of cliffs. You can do a lot of that stuff. The building is very good. It's nothing that we haven't seen before in other survival games, but it's a great foundation. It's all good stuff to be working with. So we've had a look at the gathering resources. We've had a look at crafting. We've had a quick look at the graphics. I'm actually going to run about a bit and try and see if I can make the graphics mess up a bit, because we do need to do a bit of a test on this, just to show you what it's like on a mid-range system, medium settings. I might bump it up for the sake of this, just to high. It doesn't have a confirm thing. That's another thing. I don't know, sometimes if I'm setting the graphics, I don't know if you have to do a restart for it to actually apply. Because I swear I've seen differences once I've restarted. That might just be my laptop overheating or whatever. But we're on high now, and it seems to be okay. When you're facing behind him and running, it seems fine. But if you start moving the camera a bit, it seems to blur out a bit. The motion blur, even though it does have a tick box to turn it off and on, it just stays there anyway. So if I keep this behind him on high, see there when I'm moving it, it does affect it a bit. If you face the ground, because you're obviously not seeing things in the distance, you're not going to get as much lag. So yeah, and when you initially load into the game, it does tweak out a bit, because it takes about 15 to 20 seconds to actually load in some of the objects like chests and stuff like that, which is a bit odd. But I'm sure they'll improve that as they move along, and obviously optimize the graphics system, because it is very early along the development stage. But as an initial look at this, in terms of just playing on a system like this, I'm fine with it. I've managed to build stuff. It hasn't worried me too much on the medium settings, so that's great. And yeah, these are just my initial thoughts on the game. It's got a great sort of foundation. It has a solid crafting system. It seems like you can be able to unlock a ton of things. Just need to work a bit on what the actual end game is going to be, what's going to keep people playing. So combat, dungeon stuff. We can already see they're doing dungeons, which I'm going to have a look at later. So we know they are working towards those kind of things. So yeah, that was my quick overview of sort of gathering, crafting and stuff like that in Pax Dei. If you can subscribe, that'd be great. It really helps me out a lot, and I do appreciate it a lot. And I will get to working, and I'll get some plate armor and stuff crafted today, and go and find a dungeon and see if we can solo it, just have a bit of fun. Check that out. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.